Hello, 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 friends. Hello, friends. Today I'm going to give you 5 ways to handle the thirst you have for a potential partner. So if you're tuning into the replay, please be sure to comment along with me as you watch this video and just give me a few minutes to welcome the live viewers and we'll get started shortly. Okay. All right, guys, how are y'all doing? How are you doing? Let me know how you're doing right now in the chat box. Go ahead and put right there. Go ahead and put how you're doing. I want to know how you're doing. Are you doing good? Is it a great Saturday for you? Just take a moment to put in the chat. How are you doing? Me personally, I'm doing pretty good. This week was extremely long, but I'm doing pretty good. If you're joining, go ahead and put in the chat how you're doing tonight. I want to know. I want to know how you're doing. So glad that you're here and you joined. Again, how are you doing? So today, again, we are going to give you 5 ways to handle the thirst that you might have for wanting to be in a relationship or to be with a partner. Okay, that's what we're going to talk about on today. I'm going to share with you five things you need to be doing to quench the thirst you have for a relationship or a partner. So again, if you're joining in now, go ahead and put in the chat how you're doing. I want to know how you're doing. Now, when we think about the word thirst, Thirst. Woo woo! Hey, Michelle, so glad you made it. When we think about the word thirst, it is a strong desire. And it is really going to take work for you to satisfy that need. In fact, the strategies that I'm going to share on today will not only quench your thirst, but also give you confidence to attract the partner that you want in your life for a lifetime. So when we talk about quenching, okay, when we think about quenching, it is the ability to just satisfy something. Hey, I see you on Instagram, Queen Maurice, thanks for joining in. So when we think about quench, it is the desire to satisfy something. So these particular strategies we're going to share on today is going to help you not only quench that desire but also attract the partner that you want in your life. So before we even get into it, I need you to do me a huge favor. Go ahead and share this live stream right now, before we even get into it. Share it. And I also want to know if anybody's up here is thirsty. You don't have to answer that. But even when we drink water, you guys, it has the ability to satisfy the needs that we have in our body. So tonight's discussion is for anyone. Y'all know I always have my notes here, so give me a second. Tonight's discussion is for anyone who wants to be married, but you don't want to fall to the thirsty traps, right? The thirsty traps that come when someone says, "Oh, I saw him first," or "Oh, I saw her first." Because usually when you fall to those thirsty traps, it brings about discontentment. Come on, let's keep it real. It brings about discontentment and jealousy because you want what somebody else has, right? You want what somebody else has, or you're just dissatisfied about where you are in your life. But we're going to talk about the thirst on today. I should have had some water on tonight so I could pretend I was drinking some. We're going to talk about the thirst on today, okay? Because in Germany it's about 7 o'clock. So I know Eastern Standard Time is around 10. And then those of you in Arizona, it's even earlier. It's 1 o'clock, excuse me. Arizona is even earlier. So how can you quench your thirst without falling into discontentment or jealousy by seeing what other people have? Or even falling into a crazy relationship? How can you begin to quench that thirst or to satisfy the longing that you have for somebody else? Well, you want to be in position to celebrate others. And most importantly, you need to know the value that you have in this life and trust the process. Trust your process, not even the process, but trust your process. You are in a unique process that's designed just for you. And I just need you to begin to trust the process. If you're single now, don't you want to be the person that God wants you to be for somebody else? There is no need to desire what somebody else has. Woo! Because that person is not for you. And matter of fact, you probably won't even like them. I'm just saying. So there's no need for you to desire what somebody else has, because your timeline is your timeline. Somebody should just put up their hands and say, yes, my timeline is my timeline. My timeline is my timeline. Just put it in the chat. Confirm it in your spirit. I love the hearts on Instagram. Yes, my timeline is my timeline, and nobody else's timeline really matters, because my life is the life that God has in store for me. So if you're anything like me, let me tell y'all a story real quick. Story time. Okay, if you're anything like me, when I was single, it seemed like the good men, I mean, I just couldn't find them. I just couldn't find them. Hey, Sherelle. Hey, Sherelle. I just couldn't find the good men. I was like, where they at? Where they at? Bring them out. Y'all know. Okay, anyway, I was like, I couldn't find the good men. I'm just saying, I could not find them. And seriously, if a man came into like the sanctuary or came to where I was working, I mean, it was like a 50% sale at Walmart. Woo! Everybody going crazy because they have seen a man. I'm just telling you, like it is. And so the thirst was like really real, because anytime a man came around, immediately it was just me. I was like, oh, is that the one for me? Is that, that's how I was at the beginning of my singleness. Is that the one for me? And the thirst trap, woo, the thirst trap was real. It was extremely dry. Now, when you are in an extremely dry place, you're allowed to drink anything. Somebody need to put amen in the chat box. When you are in an extremely dry place, you are liable to drink anything that comes along. I'm just saying. So we're going to try to get up out of this dry, thirsty place. And I'm going to share with you how to get up out of this dry place. Okay, y'all ready for the tips? 5 tips. Here we go. You got your pen, you got your paper. I love it. Yes, my timeline is my timeline. That's right. Can't be compared. I'm glad I see the amens. All right, let's go. 5 tips how to make sure you get up out of this thirsty place. Now, if you're watching this, go ahead and share, because if this is not blessing you, I'm pretty sure it's going to bless somebody else. So share. Okay, I hear you. Okay, here we go. 5 tips. Let's go, y'all. All right. Here we go. The whole tip is water. Everybody put water in the chat. Water. 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 I love water because water has the ability to quench your thirst. And so the W, all right, here we go. The W is, I got it. What you focus on will become your reality. What you focus on will become your reality. During single time, during some parts of my single time, I focused on things that I didn't have, and I was extremely miserable and discontent. But then I began to shift my mind to focus on the things that I do have, and I became extremely grateful and found purpose. So what you focus on will become your reality. Okay, that's tip number 1 of how to get the quench thirst, and not be drinking from everybody that come along. And then you got toxins all in your body because you just talking to anybody and everybody. Don't do that. Don't do that, sis. Don't do that, bro. Don't do that. But I need you to focus on the positive things so that it can become your reality. Okay, so I have a question for y'all. What are some things you or people can do to shift your focus? What can you do to shift your focus? Put it in the chat. I'm gonna wait. What can you do to shift your focus? So if you have a mindset of thinking that you're miserable and that nobody wants to be with you, what can you do, or what are some things you can do to shift your purpose? Hey, y'all. Okay. While y'all are tapping in the chat, one thing I love to do to shift my focus and to destroy the quench is affirmations. Affirmations are amazing because our words have power. So when you think something negative, I need you to start writing down the opposite, and not only write it down, but write it, speak it out of your mouth. I love that, Michelle. Yes, help others. When you're helping others, you will not be so quick to think that you're the worst and everything is going wrong in your life. I love it. Okay. So let's go to tip number 2. Y'all ready? Tip number 2, the A in water, is accept your reality. Accept your reality. You will begin to live in the present when you begin to accept your reality. This could be you. I am saved. I am single. I am beautifully made. That is your reality, right? I don't have any prospects right now, but I accept it because this is where I am right now. When you accept where you are right now, you'll be less likely to drink. I'm telling you, you'll be less likely to drink and desire things that aren't for you. So accept your reality. Oh, I like that. To shift your focus, do some DIY projects. Yes, absolutely. That is so true. So let's put into practice now accepting our reality. Tell me something good going on in your life right now. What is something good going on in your life right now? We're talking about mindset shifting, so that you're not focused on what's going on with everybody else, who's not in your life, how's your life going to be, but what is something good going on in your life right now? Put it in the chat. Put it in the chat. Put it in the chat. What is something good going on in your life right now? So one of the things that I absolutely love that's going good in my life right now is coming to talk to y'all. This is amazing. I have really been enjoying coming to talk to y'all on Saturdays. Go ahead. Don't be shy. Put it in the chat. Yes, losing weight, focusing on self. That's what I'm talking about. That's what I'm talking about. Focus on the things that are going good in your life right now. Okay, y'all ready for 3? Y'all can keep putting in the chat. If you type it a little slow, I get it. Y'all know I'm going to come back and read the comments and reply anyway. So go ahead and answer the questions. Don't be shy. Don't be shy. Okay. Because we're helping each other out. You might have an idea that somebody else can pick up on. Okay. Point number 3. The T in water is talk about your story. Talk about your story. See, the saints, we call it testimony. Okay. But talk about your story. What are some things that God did for you and you know that he did it for you? And a good exercise I like to do is taking time to write down what went well. This is good in your previous relationships and what did not go well. Writing this down and taking time to focus on your story will help you eliminate repeating the cycles over and over again. Like, you don't want to be like the broken record going, bad person over and over again. You don't want to do that. You want to focus on your story, what went well and what didn't go well. In your previous and your last time relationships. Now, this is an easy question. Everybody should be able to answer this question. Hey, y'all. I see y'all. This is a good, real easy question. Has God ever failed you? Yes or no? Put it in the chat. Has God ever failed you? Put it in the chat, y'all. We testifying right now, because if he has never failed you, if he provided for you then in relationships, provided for you in your life during relationships, guess what? He's going to provide for you even in your romantic relationships. He's going to provide for you even now in your singleness. We believe God for healing. We believe God for breakthrough. We believe that he brought us out to tell our story, to tell our testimony. And y'all, he is going to carry the promises all the way. He's going to carry the promises all the way, which is point number 4. I'm getting excited. I'm getting excited for y'all's future. Woo! Point number 4 is E. Expect the promises of God. Expect the promises of God. If you have a desire to be married, guess what, sis? Guess what, bro? You are going to get married. Hallelujah. Hallelujah. Yes, yes. I love that. We're going to talk about that. To expect the promises of God. So what has God promised you? An exercise that you can do is, I like to call it my promise book, and just take time to journal what God has done for you. And when you get discouraged, about your relationships, when you feel a little thirsty and want to drink from whomever and everybody, go back to your promise book before you send that text, right? Go back to that promise book before you make that call or send that email or slide in the DM the wrong way. Go back to your promise book, and then remember that if God made you the promise, he is faithful. He is faithful to complete his promise. Okay, I see a question. I see a comment. All right, Michelle, I see you, but there has been times I stepped on my own, out on my home as far as relationships. Say it again. My husband trying to help me.
Out on her own.
Yes, 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 sis. Yes. That's what I'm talking about. When we get so thirsty, we will step out on our own. But I'm glad you shared that, because sometimes people think they're in this by themselves. Everybody gets a little thirsty. You just got to make sure you're drinking the right thing, right? You got to make sure you stay put and don't step out until God tells you to move, or you have that confirmation. I'm just saying, people get thirsty and they drink and they come out with sexually transmitted diseases, or they get thirsty and they end up dying, or being in some relationships that God did not intend for them. So this is how we quenching the thirst. It's more so focused on what God is saying. Hey, Kamiko, it's more so focused on what God is saying, and more so focused on who you are as an individual. Because when you know who you are, you're less likely to listen to the devil's lies and anybody else who says anything different than what God has said that you are. Who are you? What are those promises that he has given to you? Woo! I'm telling y'all, write them down. Take time. I know I've given y'all a lot of juice in here, a lot of tips, but if you can just take one of these and just start to exercise them, every day, or just choose to do one this week, I promise your mindset will shift and you will see a complete difference. Okay, so where are we at? I think we're on point 4. This is the 5th point, y'all. The 5th point. The 5th point is the R in water. And the R is receive the new things in your life. Receive the new things in your life. And if I can just have a really transparent moment, I can remember just, being single and kind of going through different hurt and disappointment and so many different struggles in my mind and with other people. And I had gotten to a point where I didn't want anything new. I didn't want to be in the relationships. I didn't want to move forward. But I had to allow God to heal those areas, and then get in position to receive the new things in your life. You got to try something different, y'all. You got to try something different. You got to do something different. And you have to do something that you've never done before. One of my mentors said one time, they said, I've been successful at thinking negative, and now I want to be successful at thinking positive. I've been successful with being, overweight, but now I want to know how it is to live an abundant life. I've been successful by not believing the promises of God, but now I want to know how it feels to believe the promises of God. You are worthy of so much success. You are worthy of who God has for you. And I just believe that as you get closer to God, as you put these things in place, you will become so thirsty and so hungry for the more of God, for the good things in life, that you will reject everything that doesn't line up with who God says you are and what he says you can have. Get excited. So I'm going to challenge y'all. I'm going to challenge y'all this week. Let's do it. I'm going to post it everywhere. Amen. Do something different, something I have not done before. Exactly. You never know, when you do that different thing, the person that you want in your life might be at that place where you're doing something different. I'm just saying. Okay. So this is the challenge, y'all. The challenge. And let me know if you're gonna do this challenge with me. I want you to put me in the, or I'm in. Put I'm in the chat box if you're gonna do this challenge with me this week. And the challenge is simple: 7 days of gratitude. 7 days of gratitude. Every day when you wake up, I want you to set your mind on something that you're thankful for. So if you're going to do this challenge with me, go ahead, put in the chat box, I'm in. If you're watching the replay, make sure you put I'm in, because I want to see who is going to shift their mind from a place of being so thirsty for just being with someone to now being thirsty for the more of God and the more of who God says you are. I love it. I see you, Michelle. I see you, Evangelist Bell. Yes, I'm in. Anybody else in the 7 days of gratitude challenge? Don't be shy. If you don't feel like putting in a chat, go ahead and DM me. Let me know that you are in this challenge with me for the next 7 days. I'm in. I love it. I see it. All right. Any questions or comments, y'all, before we get ready to go? I feel like the time goes by so fast when we're up here. Any questions or comments about what we talked about on today? I'm excited because I decided to come back again next Saturday. And I see you, Christina. I'm in. I see you. We're coming back next Saturday, and I think next Saturday I'm going to invite some special guests. Yes. I think that's going to happen. So y'all tune in again. Tune in again next Saturday. While you put your questions in, I just want to thank y'all so much, my tribe, my friends, for being with me again on this Saturday. If you're watching the replay, please make sure you put hashtag replay. Thank you again for joining me. Look, y'all, I always ask y'all to do me a huge favor. So if you're watching this after it's over, please come back and put some comments. Share this with somebody who you think would benefit from this, because you're not in this alone. And I'm excited just to partner with you. So again, thank you so much for joining. If you want to share your stories, if you've been thinking about, you have a testimony you might want to share, let me know. But we are set for these next 7 days of gratitude. And then if you think of something specific that you might want to ask me after the broadcast, feel free to shoot me a DM. I'll be more than happy to connect with you. As always, check out the Finding Your Heart podcast on Apple, iTunes, Spotify. Thank you, husband. There it is, y'all. That's how it looks. Check it out on iTunes or Spotify. And it's a whole dating series up there and about empowerment and purpose. So I don't want to leave y'all. Anybody have any questions? God bless you guys. Until next time, be blessed, be safe, stay safe, and know that what God has for you is so much greater than what the devil or this world can give you. So stay up, thirst for the right things, not the wrong things, because you might catch something if you don't.